Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, text 28. Shubha Shubha Phalair Evam Mokshyase Karma Bandhanaihi Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mam Upaishyasi. So Krishna says, if you do this, if you do what he prescribed in the previous verse, which is Yat karoshi yadasnasi yad juhosi dadashi yat, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away in charity, you do it for me. Tat kurushva madarpanam. If you do that, what will happen? Shubha ashubha phalaihi mokshyase karma bandhanaihi. You will be freed of all auspicious and inauspicious results of your activities. You will be freed from mokshase karma bandhanaihi, the bondage of your karma. Because every karma is binding you to some result. Good karma binds you to good result, for which you have to take birth again to enjoy that result. Bad karma, of course, binds you to bad result. You have to take birth again to suffer that consequence. This material world is like a jail where there are higher class prisoners and lower class prisoners. So wherever you go, it's still a jail. One should not think, oh, let me do some good deeds, get some good birth, good amenities in my next life. You are still in the material world. It's a jail. It's a place of suffering. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. So one should aspire to get out of this material world. And that's what Krishna says. If you offer your activities, if you offer what you eat, if you offer what you give charity, if you offer your tapasya for me, then you don't have to worry about this karma bandhana. You don't have to worry about the auspicious, inauspicious results. Shubha Shubha Phalairevam Mokshyase, you will become liberated from all this. Mokshyase karma bandhanaihi. And that activity is called sannyasa yoga. And having engaged in that way, yuktatma, eventually vimukto mam upaishyasi, having become liberated, does he go and merge into something impersonal? No. Krishna says mam upaishyasi. That person having liberated will come to me. So this word Prabhupada picks up in the verse yukta, sannyasa yoga, yukta atma, yukta atma. What is a yukta atma? Who is a yukta atma? One who acts in Krishna consciousness under superior direction is called yukta. In technical terms, it's also called yukta vairagya. So vairagya usually we understand to be detachment. Vairagya means renunciation. Oh, I have developed detachment. Oh, he's become a vairagi. Like sometimes my friends tell, oh, this guy will not come to the party. He has become a vairagi. Detached from this world, worldly enjoyment. But the right understanding of vairagya is yukta vairagya. You have to be a yukta vairagi, not just vairagi. What is yukta vairagi? It is just like, for example, you're walking on a street and you find $100 bill. Somebody has dropped and he's walking away. There are three kinds of people. One person, he sees this note. Anyway, he's going away. It belongs to me. Let me enjoy. Puts it in his pocket. and enjoys that $100. He is called bhogi, enjoyer of things which don't belong to him. So he has to pay for the karmic effect of that activity. The second kind of person is tyagi. Tyagi means, oh, he finds that $100 note, oh, it doesn't belong to me. Let me not touch it. Or rather, his thinking is, I have renounced it. Actually, the thinking has a little fallacy because if it belongs to you, you can renounce it, isn't it? If it doesn't belong to you in the first place, what is the meaning of renunciation? It didn't belong to you in the first place. What do you mean by, oh, I've renounced it? So that is also incorrect understanding. So the right understanding is yukta vairagya. You take that $100 and hey, you drop this $100 note, you go behind that person and you give it to that person. That is called yukta vairagya. You take that object, you don't leave the object as if you have renounced it, nor take that object and enjoy it like a bhogi. But you have taken it and engaged it or used it, given it to the right person to whom it belongs. So, this is called Yukta Vairagya. Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. So, this things in this world, when you take it and when you use it for Krishna service, it is called Yukta Vairagya. Otherwise, this whole world either is doing bhoga or tyaga, oscillating between these two things. I still remember when we were children, we were playing, cricket that everybody does in India. And there was this huge playground, and people make their own cricket pitches. There were 10 different teams playing 10 different games in that big playground. So we formed one pitch, we put that stumps and playing. And suddenly, we used to play with those little hard balls, not the hard tennis, but it used to be called cork balls. It's a very hard ball. So this cork ball came and hit this batsman that was playing, the another friend, and he started to bleed like anything. And it was a disaster. And immediately, we rushed him. Some elders came and took him and put him in a vehicle and took him immediately to the hospital. And it was quite serious condition. And immediately, somehow, they operated on him, put a lot of stitches, and somehow he was saved. And we were feeling so miserable that we have caused this, we have put him in danger, and this game is not worth. And we have come back and we have broken that stumps. From today onwards, we will never play this game, foolish game. And then after 1 week, we are back again to the playground. And after 1 month, the same guy who got hit also he came back. He started to play. You see, sometimes when we are enjoying, but when that enjoyment turns sore, then we take a decision. I'm going to renounce. This is not worth. This is not worth my health. This is not worth my time. But again, we cannot sustain that tyaga for a long time. We need enjoyment again, bhoga, and we again come back to bhoga. So this bhoga and tyaga, we keep oscillating between these two ends. Neither of them will give us satisfaction. Whereas yukta vairagya means you take it, but you use it for the right purpose. Like this body, for example, Prabhupada wrote a letter where he says, this body belongs to Krishna, and therefore we must always keep it in healthy condition to the best of our ability. But if due to some past sinful activities we are suffering some bodily miseries, we should not become discouraged. Devotional service must continue under all circumstances. This material body is actually a bad bargain because it is prone to suffer, but we must make the best use of this bad bargain. That means to always be engaged in the service of Krishna without fail. So this body also belongs to Krishna, belongs to God, isn't it? A bhogi will enjoy this body as if it is his property. A tyagi will do austerities thinking he is not this body. But a devotee, he knows, yes, this body belongs to Krishna, but I have to use it in the service of Krishna. That is the right use of this body. A bhakta does not shy away from wealth. Oh, this wealth belongs to Krishna. Let me serve Krishna. Everything he uses for Krishna, like our acharyas. Even though Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, they were completely renounced and living like mendicants in Vrindavan. But when there was an opportunity, somebody wanted to offer wealth because Krishna saved them from a business disaster. And somehow he was able to succeed in his business by the mercy of Sanatan Goswami. And so he offered Sanatan Goswami, I want to offer something for you. What can I do? Sanatan Goswami, if he was a renunciant, he would say, oh, no, no, I don't take money. We are not after money. We are sadhus. We are just living simple life. Leave us alone. Money will contaminate me. No, he said, okay, give me the money and you use that money in building the temple of Krishna. He didn't keep that money. He used that money for building the temple of Krishna. That's how that famous Radha Madan Mohan temple came in Vrindavan, the iconic temple. If you go to Vrindavan Parikrama, you will typically start from there, the huge structure. Similarly, Rupa Goswami engaged another influential person in building the great Radha Govinda temple, another iconic temple. So, like that, even our Srila Prabhupada, he engaged his disciples in collecting Lakshmi through different means, through life membership, through distributing books. And he used that to build the temples, to feed the poor, the prasadam, to distribute books, print more books, engage them in the service of Krishna, serving Krishna's deity. This is called Yukta Vairagya. That is called renunciation. So therefore, Prabhupada says in the purport, actually situated in renunciation, such activities clear the mirror of the mind. And as the actor gradually makes progress in spiritual realization, he becomes completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated. Liberation means going back to Godhead, not merging in something. So, this activity of utilizing everything for the service of the Lord, it cleanses the dirty mirror of our mind. Our mind is like a mirror. If the mirror is muddy, dusty, we cannot even see clearly, isn't it? Or we think there is a blemish. Like sometimes you're seeing computer and you turned on this video. You're seeing yourself and there is some kind of a blemish on your head or something, some mark, and you're trying to get rid of it. It doesn't go. And then you find that on the screen there is something. It's not that it is there on your face. And then you remove that, and then you can see the face clearly. Oh, there's nothing unnecessarily I've been scratching. So if the mirror is muddy, you see yourself incorrectly. You won't understand who you are, and you do all crazy things with that incorrect understanding. So our mind currently is in that impure state. But when you serve Krishna, it is said that particularly when you chant the holy name of Krishna, Cheto Darpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreyah Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandambudhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrutaswadanam Param Vijayate Sarvatmasnapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. This Krishna Sankirtana, particularly this Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It cleanses the mirror of our minds, which is impure. As a result, we do material contaminated activities, sinful activities. If we cleanse that mind, we clearly see, oh, I am this person. I am a pure servant of Krishna. My activities are different. And I start to find pleasure in that higher activity. So, one who works like this, Prabhupada says, sannyasa yuktatma, is a sannyasi. So, sometimes we see sannyasi means one who wears saffron robes, who goes for madhukari begging, or who is engaged in austerity, study of Vedanta, who has given up everything in life, family, everything. That person is typically a sannyasi. But Bhagavad Gita defines not just external aspect of a sannyasi, but the internal content, behavior, activity of a sannyasi. And most importantly, Bhagavad Gita does not say that person has to wear a saffron cloth or give up family life, give up job. No, Bhagavad Gita is defining if if that person does these things, then that person is a sannyasi. And what is that? Anyone who has no other interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant, dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does it for the benefit of the Lord. That person is a sannyasi. And the most interesting thing here is, and while doing that service to the Lord, he does not give serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. How is it? How is it that this person who has become a sannyasi, not necessarily by dress but by activity, completely serving the Lord, he does not give serious attention to the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas? Why is it so? It is just like for a person who is diseased, the doctor gives the prescription. Morning, you should eat only this, or morning, you should fast. Afternoon, you eat only this. Evening, you eat only this. And you have to walk this much time, or you have to take this medicine, or you have to come every day and take this injection. These regulative principles are given, isn't it, by the doctor? And he has to do it because he is diseased. But will the doctor, after this person recovers and becomes a healthy person, will he continue to give the same prescription? No. This person become a healthy person. He doesn't need to follow any prescribed duties. So similarly, a person who has come to that stage of sannyasa, who is always serving the Lord, that means he has become healthy. He has become reinstated in his constitutional position. His mirror of the mind is cleansed. He is acting purely as the servant of the Lord. For him, there is no need to perform prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas because they are meant to make you healthy and to make you servant of God. Of course, it doesn't mean that he will transgress intentionally, but if they are coming in the way of serving the Lord, then he does not bother worrying about it. That's why Madhavendra Puri, he offered a beautiful prayer because usually, the typical sannyasis, they do Sandhya Vandana and, Tarpana we have to do for the forefathers, all these kind of things. But he is saying, Sandhyavad Sandhyavandana bhadramastu bhavato bho snanatubhyam namo भो देवा पितरश्च तर्पणविधौ नाहं क्षमः क्षम्यताम् यत्र क्वापि निषद्य यादवकुलोत्तमस्य कंसद्विष स्मारं स्मारमघं हरामि तदा अलं मन्ये किमन्येन मे. He says, "Oh, Sandhya Vandanam, all good unto you. O morning bath, I bid you goodbye. O demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offerings for your pleasure. Why? Because now I have decided to free myself from all reactions to sins simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu and the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. And I think that is sufficient for me. What is the use of further endeavors?" So actually, a servant of Krishna is not obligated to do anything save and accept service of Krishna given to him by his spiritual master. Just like the army man, he's working for the country. He doesn't have to worry about paying taxes, getting license plate. Everything is exempt for him. I'm giving a crude example. Because one is doing the higher duty, all the lower duties are he's absolved from it. So this is called Shubha Shubha Phalairevam Mokshyase. You'll be freed from all auspicious and inauspicious things from following the prescribed duties. But ordinarily, we should do everything as prescribed by the spiritual master. Even though we may not be bound by the fruitive activities mentioned in the Vedas, but when you surrender to Krishna, you have to follow the Krishna's direction, which is the direction of the spiritual master. Not like, oh, now I have become a servant of Krishna, now I am liberated. No. We should always act like we are a sadhaka, serving our spiritual master. Then you are absolved from all these requirements. Otherwise, you have to be bound. Like Dhruv Maharaj is a great devotee of the Lord. And finally, at the end of his life, the Vaikunthavasi, the Lord Narayana's chief associates, they came in a airplane, the Vimana, and he was taken back to Godhead. So at that time, he was still performing his prescribed duties, daily spiritual duties. So Prabhupada says how we should mark how dutiful Dhruv Maharaj was in his devotional service. Even at the time he left this material world, he was constantly alert in the performance of devotional duties. And some of them Prabhupada writes, Every devotee should take his bath early in the morning and decorate his body with tilaka. In Kali Yuga, one can hardly acquire gold or jeweled ornaments, but the 12 tilak marks on the body are sufficient as auspicious decorations to purify the body. So instead of decorating with ornaments, we should decorate with the tilak marks, denoting this is the body is the temple of the Lord. Since Dhruva Maharaj was living at that time at Badrikashrama, there were other great sages there. He did not become puffed up because the airplane sent by Lord Vishnu was waiting for him. As a humble Vaishnava, he accepted blessings from all the sages before riding on the plane brought by the chief of the Vaikuntha associates. See? While going back to Godhead, also he was performing all these devotional duties as he was trained. So, the advanced devotee externally remains like a neophyte and executes all the Shastric injunctions, especially hearing and chanting. However, within his mind, in his original, purified, self realized position, he serves Krishna in Vrindavana 24 hours a day. So, there is no bar, as I said, the sannyasa, there is no bar to anybody becoming a sannyasi, as the Shastra exemplifies. As in our line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu encouraged everyone. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see, most advanced devotees come from family life. They were grihasthas, taking care of the families, having children, but at the same time serving the Lord. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so engladdened by their service. He considered them on par with a sannyasi or a brahmachari. So Bhagavad Gita offers everybody to come to that stage of sannyasa yoga yuktatma. We can live a life of a sannyasa. It's not, as I said, it's not a renunciation. Whatever we have, we can use it for the service of the Lord. Even our house, even our family members, everybody can be used. Our wealth, our job. We don't have to take sannyasa and give up everything. It is like Krishna has given these things for me, I have to manage them. The wealth is given by Krishna, I manage. I get a salary. Krishna gives me whatever is needed for my maintenance. I keep it, but the rest belongs to Krishna. I have a duty towards my family members to make them God conscious, Krishna conscious. So I don't have to give up family or job or wealth or anything in this world. Everything, every job will continue, every activity will continue. But the focus, consciousness will shift, has to shift. Instead of enjoying for myself, bhoga, I take it and use it for Krishna. This is called sannyasa yoga yuktatma. And if one follows this, vimukto mam upaishyasi, one will go back to Godhead at the end of life. I'll stop here. Anyone has any questions or comments? Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.